Okay, thanks, Edward. My name is Attila Hevesi. Thanks for the intro. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Pat yourselves on the back for doing so. We have a financial game changer for you today. I'm going to explain my background and how this all came about, how I met Mr. Barsano back in 2012. And as a result, all of you are here. So this will be interesting. And there's nothing like this. Like Edward said, there's nothing like this with the combination of all the confluence of factors that come together. And you'll see about that in a few minutes. So anyway, my background is mainly financial. I've been in financial services my whole life, but I don't want to bore you with the details. Let's fast forward to September 2020. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and I had the time and the inclination to take a deep dive into this digital money revolution. I had an exposure in 2017, a very brief one, to Bitcoin. I didn't know Bitcoin from a jelly donut back then, but I was very intrigued with the idea of sovereign money and getting the government and the banks out of the way from me, in between me and whoever I wanted to do business with or send money to. So I was intrigued. I kind of caught the fever, but then life got in the way. And in September 2020, I took a deep dive and I kind of self-taught. For the first year, I just read every day, 3, 4 hours of reading and research and listening to podcasters and YouTubers and put together a tremendous crypto portfolio for myself. But I'm a cash flow person. I like cash flow. When I was young, my parents and the friends of my parents always said, cash is king. I believe that's out the window. I believe that's been replaced with cash flow is king. Because if there's enough cash flow, life is good every month. If there's not enough cash flow and there's too much month left at the end of the money, that's not such a good month. So let's switch gears now and tell you how I met Mr. Barsano. Back in 2012, a gentleman introduced me to Ed. And before the introduction, he asked me a quick question. He said, Attila, let me ask you something. Hypothetically, if you could have in your 5-bedroom home, if you could have somebody that was in the next room 24/7, that was a professional trader, and all they did 24/7 for you is take profits. Well, back then it wasn't 24/7 because we didn't have the crypto market. It was basically, it's 24/7 now, but back then it was 5 days a week, 6 hours a day with the stock market. So he said, if somebody could trade the stock market for you and make money, and they were professional, and that was their forte, and they were really good at it, what would that be worth to you? For somebody to be just taking profits for you 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. I said, you know what? I've always wanted to make money in the stock market, but I never want to learn that game. It would be worth quite a bit. He says, I found that. I found a guy that, and he described Ed Barsano. And the description was this: he was in the Navy. And they gave him a choice. As a matter of fact, I think delivering mail was one choice, or learning how to program was the other choice. So he said, I don't want to deliver mail, so let me take choice B. But he got pretty good at it. When he got out, he was one of the first 300 programmers ever hired by Microsoft. Now, this is in the mid 80s, folks. I mean, this is when they were going vertical and phones were ringing off the hooks. Ed told me they were working, 22 hours and sleeping under their desks for 2 hours and doing the whole thing all over again. It was just an insane time. But when you're one of the first programmers hired by Bill Gates, that says something. He was a rock star with them for 9 years, retired very comfortable. He was bored, so he got into the stock market, started trading, and he got his clock cleaned in the 2000 stock market crash. I mean, he lost a large part of his wealth, and he said, you know what? Number one, this is obviously rigged against the average person. Number two, they're screwing with the wrong guy because I have time on my hands and I have a lot of programming experience. I'm going to level the playing field. So what he did in the year 2000 is he developed the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock market trader. And this is how it worked at 9:30 in the morning. Now, it was a little bit tedious and cumbersome back then. It took about 60 to 90 minutes to download and program. But once you did that, you were good to go. 9:30 in the morning, Monday morning, it turns on, traded for you all day, taking profits. When the stocks went down, it just bought more at a lower price, waiting for it to go back up again. And it did this 100% unattended. meaning you could be anywhere. You could be on an airplane from New York to LA, 32,000 feet up, and this thing's making money for you. That had never been seen by the consumers before in this country. Now, the big boys on Wall Street had similar things working for them, but for the average Tom, Dick, and Harry, Sally, and Susie, this was just not available. So he introduced it to the world. And I bought the trader back then, and it worked for me tremendously. And he was approached by a marketing company. He did, they sold about $16 million worth of licenses in just 2 years. But Ed decided at the end of the day, he wanted to protect his brand. He didn't like what was going on with some of his partners, so we went back to going solo. And the end of the story of this part of the story is that in 2019, he actually sold out to a hedge fund who had previously purchased many, many licenses from him. Now, I'm almost done with the story, but this is where it gets real interesting. Last March, almost a year ago, I had a little bit of a rough day at the office, and I'm sitting there and saying to myself, man, I got a great crypto portfolio here, but again, I'm a cash flow guy. How do I just keep my cash flow, my crypto making more money on itself? And it took me about a full day, but it hit me between the eyes, and I said to myself, oh my goodness, totally forgot about my friend Ed Barsano. I'll bet my life on the fact that somewhere in the last 3 to 5 years, more than likely, he developed a trader for the crypto market. So I still had his number in my phone. I called him. We spoke for 3 hours, and he confirmed my hunch. And he said, Attila, this is light years ahead of the stock market trader. The first one that he developed in 2000. He said it's light years ahead of it. And he gave me 4 reasons why. Now, listen carefully. This is where it gets good. He said, number one, Attila, you need absolute volatility, up and down volatility to make money in any kind of trading, whether it's the Forex market, precious metals, stocks, crypto, it's got to be volatile. And Ed said, there's no asset class more volatile than cryptos. I said, you're right. It's absolutely ripe for that. It's ripe for a trader. Number two, he said, the stock market trades 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7. So you're making money while you sleep. I said, agreed on that one as well. The third thing he said was, I got great news for you. Remember back in the day, it took 60 to 90 minutes to program the trader? It's now web-based. So I bought the trader on the spot, the license on the spot. In 10 minutes, he had me trading live with $9,000 of my cryptos that I had in Coinbase. 10 minutes. I think it was actually 7 or 8 minutes. It was less than that. So I was blown away by that. But the best news was number 4. And here's the clincher, I think, for everybody and why this is important. We're talking about safety and security. He said, Attila, I created an API connection whereby it connects to your own Coinbase account or your own Kraken account where your cryptos are owned by you. So you control your cryptos 100% of the time, not anybody else, not me, not the trader. Your money's not in the trader. It's on your own. So it's safe. Your money's safe. Why did this resonate with me? Because in the last 4.5 years, in 5 different crypto projects, and look, going in, I knew I was going to be a guinea pig. I knew I would lose some money, okay? But I didn't think in 5 different cash flow crypto projects in 4.5 years, I would lose over $100,000. Now I've made a whole lot more than that, but that hurts a little bit. Okay. So knowing that my monies are safe within this trader and nobody else controls it. But why did I lose that money? Think about it, folks. Because my crypto was on a third-party exchange or wallet. I didn't control it. Here, we control our money. So the bottom line is, as we move forward, and before I introduce Mr. Barsano, I'm going to ask everybody to just keep 3 things at the forefront of your mind as we go through this. 3 things. Number 1, when we say set it and forget it, we truly mean set it and forget it. What do I mean? You buy the license, you go live with 2,000, 20,000, 200,000, it doesn't matter. You go to the other side of the world on vacation and you have no computer, no internet, no phone. This thing is still trading on Ed Barsano's servers, making money for you. Literally, you don't have to look at it. You don't have to adjust anything. Now, everybody looks at it almost every day because they want to see how much money they made. But as far as interacting with it, no need. So it's literally set it and forget it, or 100% unattended, as we said before. The second major thing I'd like you to keep in the forefront of your mind is really understand what Mr. Barsano created here. For the average person, the masses, he leveled the playing field whereby you don't need to be an accredited investor. You don't need to know a darn thing about trading. You don't need to know a darn thing about cryptocurrency. You hardly have to know anything about computers, and you could make money while you sleep. Warren Buffett said it best. Warren Buffett said many years ago, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. You could only have so much elbow grease and put so much time into making money. But if you're not multiplying your money, and I'm not talking about, you know, what a typical financial planner might get you 5 to 10 or 12% a year. I mean, I don't know, is that even keeping up with the true rate of inflation? I don't know. I don't think so. So you need to make more than that. So anyway, the last thing before I introduce Ed is he's going to say on various occasions, he's going to say the term when you trade or when you do this with your trader, you're not doing anything. The trader is doing it. It's just a way of him expressing himself. So the trader is fully automated. Trust me on that one. Okay. But anyway, Ed, thank you again so much for joining us this Wednesday, like you do every week. And folks, by the way, we are here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and Mr. Barsano makes himself available on behalf of Crypto Casey and her audience for us to parlay this information into your craniums. Okay, but anyway, Ed, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for inviting me.
I'm
So,
gonna,
can I ask one quick question? The
yes.
link that we use today to connect, do
Mhm.
we just use that same link each
Yeah.
week?
In other words, anybody that registers previously for the webinar or goes on to Crypto Casey's link, they get this same link to just hit, they click on it, they register, and they will get it moving forward every week as long as they've registered at least once.
Yeah, just clarification,
Go ahead.
little housekeeping is that yes, it's the same link, but you do need to register each week. And what that does is it allows us to separate, as I forgot at the beginning, apologies again, is that we record this. So every day, 1 to 2 days after this, you get the recording with all of the links, with all of the chat, so that you can digest it. Again, we always suggest and will continue to suggest during today's webinar that you do your research vigorously. We'll give you lots and lots of places, excuse me, to find very accurate information and some great tools that Mr. Barsano has built in. I also forgot to mention that once we started recording, the chat function shuts off. As we go through this presentation, if you have questions of any kind, as some people already have, drop them in the Q&A. Once we finish the presentation, we'll move over into the Q&A and we'll answer as many questions as we possibly can, given approximately hour and
3
40
hours.
to hour and a half to 2 hour time frame. but then if we don't get to your question, then what you can do is we'll give you our, meaning mine and Attila's email address, which we are the direct support mechanism for Crypto Casey. We love her as much as you do, but then you also have the ability to reach out to Ed and his team to support information. So once we go into the question and answers just before, I'll come back on and I'll put the links in, as well as if you missed it last week and didn't hear about it, didn't get a chance to attend, we had Crypto Casey live. Now, rumor has it that she may be live with us sporadically as we do this, so please stay tuned. We will announce it ahead of time. But yeah, stay tuned. And we'll also be posting the recording link so that you can see how she interacted with us and how excited the audience was. So with that, I'll hand it back to Mr. Barsano and go to town with your smart water.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Now I don't have to. I know I can save that link. Every week I go crazy looking for a new link.
No, save that link. It's the same one, Ed. It's just you got to pick the week. You have choices of weeks to choose from. Just pick the right week and you're good to go. But also, Edward is going to put onto the chat function, I believe, is where he's going to put the special link of Crypto Casey. So when you do want to take advantage of the special $1,000 discount that's given just to her audience and her subscribers, you could also click on that. So there'll be that link, there'll be our customer service link, and Mr. Barsano's customer service link. So Ed, let's get into the Q&A real quick. So, and by the way, folks, we will be showing a live trader here in a little bit, which is really exciting because that's where a lot of the additional questions come in. But the most common question, Ed, as you know, is we hear all these buzzwords over the last 2 years only about AI bot this, AI bot that, AI trading bot, AI crypto trading bot, blah, blah, blah. What differentiates your robotic trader with AI from these typical buzz terms being thrown around so easily that are just being born in the last 6 months to 2 years?
Right, yeah. I always had AI in the auto traders for the last 25 years. I never bragged about it. I never said, hey, look at me, I have an AI trader. You know, I've been doing AI since, like you know, since 1989 at Microsoft. And so I've always had AI in there. I always look at AI as a nice bell and a whistle. It's a separate, AI is a separate system from the auto trader that the auto trader talks to. So when the auto trader is ready to make a trade, like say the price went up and the software says, I want to buy more or I want to sell and take profit because the price is higher, it'll call the AI and say, what do you think? And AI, which is looking at 27 indicators, like for pattern recognition, it'll come back and say it's either going to go higher or it's not. And if it's not going to go higher, the software takes the profit. Otherwise, the software will wait until AI doesn't think it's going to go higher. It's as simple as that. AI is not the star of the dish, so I would never brag about it. And those of you who ever watch cooking shows, I like to talk about that because I do watch them, like Chop Champions. They open up the basket of ingredients and they say these ingredients have to be the star of the dish. This dish has to have smart water in it, whatever. And you got to taste that smart water. If that was the star of the had to be the star of the dish, you would have to taste that ingredient in the dish. And so that's the star of the dish, not the AI. The AI is a nice bell and a whistle. It's a nice side add-on. But now let's talk about the development of AI. AI is a learning system. If you've just created your AI last year, it only knows what it learned in the last year, as opposed to my AI that's been running for 25 years. It's like a 25-year-old competing with a 1-year-old. The 1-year-old doesn't know what it doesn't know. It only knows what it learned in the last year. So I wouldn't be bragging about it. You know, I went to one site, someone emailed me and he said, hey, can you look at this other AI bot out there? And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. An AI bot. I've got 2 AIs built into my auto trader. I wouldn't call it an AI bot. It's got AI in it. That's nice. But, you know, I went to that website the guy gave me a link to, and it said you can pick from up to 50 strategies. And I'm like, you have 50 strategies that make money? Because I got one. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, you know, you can't predict what something's going to happen tomorrow, you know. I mean, the software does what it does, but I can't imagine 50 different strategies. It's just baloney. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Ed, do you have anything else to add for AI? I mean, AI is just, it's a great, you know, it's a great tool. The deep learning that it does, the auto traders, every robotic trader writes data for the AI every minute. So can you imagine all the data being written that the AI is learning from? I've got thousands of auto traders writing every minute data that the AI is learning from. And that's called training the AI. And it trains off all this new data. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, terabytes of data. And it gets smarter and smarter. It's remarkable.
So if we were to sum it up, Ed, if we were to sum it up in one sentence, you're basically saying, based on the fact that it's about learning and machine learning, You're a 25, your AI is a 25-year-old going up against 1 and 2-year-olds with these buzz terms of AI bots,
And
AI.
deep learning,
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
just machine learning, but deep learning. It's
gotcha.
way more involved than people make it sound. Anybody that would say, "Oh, look at me, I have an AI trader," and just like it's nothing, I'm like, no, it's not nothing. It's it's a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
of code, and it's not something everybody's doing. I can't even imagine it.
Oh,
Anybody that they better explain what their AI is doing. Don't just listen to somebody say, "I have an AI trader," and that's it.
right. Well said. Well said. Well, the other common question, and this is more of a misconception, it's a little confusing to new people, is when they buy the license and they go live with 2,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever, they are shocked. Not everybody. Some people get it, but too many don't get it, that they're surprised why all of their funds are not automatically pulled into the trader.
Oh yeah,
Now,
right,
to me, it's common sense, but can you explain that? Because there's a money management aspect of this that people need to grasp.
right.
Yeah.
Well, if you put all your money in on day one, here in my trusty water bottle. If
Hmm.
you go in up here and you put all your money in, that's what I call a buy and holder. Because when the price goes down, you don't have any more money. So you're just holding it. And the price is going up and down and up and down and up and down. And you're still underwater because you bought it all up here. As opposed to the robotic trader that puts a little money in up here and reserves all that money. So when it goes lower, you're always trading. You used an interesting word last week, Attila. You
Yeah.
said in perpetuity.
There you go.
I love that. It just hit me right in the face. It trades in perpetuity. As soon as you said it, man, I love that. That was beautiful. Um, I mean, I never hear anybody else say
I
that.
yeah, I
And
stole
so
it
that
from
was
you.
very
I
good
stole it
because
from
that's
you
what it
years
does.
ago.
What's that?
I stole it from you years ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't think I used it in a while, but yes, it trades in perpetuity. No matter where the price goes, you're all because this is what the prices do. They go up and down. That's all they do. Forget about trying to forecast, trying to predict what something's going to happen. If you knew what a coin was going to do tomorrow, you'd be the richest person on the planet. You don't need to know that. As long as you keep taking money forever, it goes down a little, you buy more, it goes up, and you sell it. Just like a 7-Eleven. Can you imagine that? Something we've been doing for 1,000 years. They put product on the shelf and they sell it at a higher price. It's not magic. It's, again, like you said a minute ago, it's common sense. You just buy and sell forever. But you'd be surprised how many calls I get on a day when the market's up big on that day. I'll get at least 5 calls and they will say, "I want to be all in right now. I want you to take all my money and put it in right now." Well, and then I have to explain to them, you do realize everything you're selling on this beautiful up day was bought on down days when it was down here. So I say, call me when it's a down day and tell me you want to be all in. And nobody calls. Nobody calls on a down day and says they want to be all in. Everybody wants to be all in when it's up here already. Well, it's too late when it's up here. And because if you go all in up here, it's already gone up there. Now what's it going to do tomorrow? Probably go down here. Now you went all in up here. So you always so that's the biggest thing that because most people I've discovered over the last 25 years, they really want to be all in. Everybody's used to buying and holding, and they're not used to this trading in perpetuity. Because, like I said, coins can only go up and down forever, but profits keep going higher and higher and higher forever. We never sell, the software never sells at a loss. So the profits just keep adding up and they just keep piling up. It's like throwing marbles in a jar and watch that jar fill up. Even if you threw one marble in a jelly jar once a day, one marble, it wouldn't take long before that jar starts really filling up. And that's what the stock or that's what the trader does. It just keeps taking money forever.
Yeah,
So you
perfect.
don't want to be all in.
Yeah, maybe you could show the bucket in the well. That's the best analogy I've
I
ever
love the
seen.
bucket in the well.
Yeah. While you're bringing that up, we had somebody join us who I've spoken to before, all the way from down under in Australia. That's amazing. Other side of the world.
I love their accent over there.
Yeah, they think we have accents.
That bad accents.
Yeah, I love that song, I am Australian. That's amazing song. Amazing song.
You're
You guys ought to YouTube that.
gonna insult America if you try to start singing it.
I'm not gonna sing. Quit it. I'm gonna die laughing. All right, so I was presenting last year in Raleigh, North Carolina, to a
Yep.
whole room full of AI developers. And I was talking about AI. That was what the topic was. But then I saw a whiteboard, and everybody knows I'm a magnet to a whiteboard. When I saw that whiteboard, I went over to the whiteboard. I drew a picture of a bucket and a well. I like it because it's real important to understand this. Because if you understand the bucket and the well, then you can realize that you can see that this is money taken in perpetuity. Because if the bucket, and I explained this to everyone in the audience, I said, if the bucket goes from the top of the well all the way down and gets the water at the bottom and goes all the way back up and dumps it out, how much water will it pump if it repeats that over and over for your lifetime? And the first question obviously was, how big is the bucket, But I said, but if you're doing it in a lifetime, it really doesn't matter how big the bucket is because you're going to do it forever. So it goes down, gets the water, goes all the way back up and dumps it out. Well, then once they didn't care about how big the bucket was, then they just started throwing numbers out. 1 million gallons, 1 billion gallons, 1 trillion gallons. They realized they didn't have to break out their pen and do any math. It's just going to be forever water. You're just going to keep pumping it forever. So I said, well, let's look at the crypto market now. It doesn't have to go all the way down, and it doesn't have to go all the way up. It can just go down a little, buy, up a little, sell. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And it doesn't matter where it goes. It could drop 80%. Buy, sell, buy, sell. Goes up here. Buy, sell, buy, sell. Doesn't matter. You're always going to keep taking money. So I said, how much money can that pump in a lifetime? And with proper money management, you can actually do this, right? Buy, sell on 3% moves. Then the room kind of went silent, and I was just watching to see who's going to say something first. And I heard one guy in the audience finally speak up, and he said, "There's no way that could be real." I love it. That's vintage. I love to hear that. It's the same thing that happened in 2006 when TD Ameritrade called me with the stock trader that I had. And I got this call out of the blue, and he's like, "I'm TD Ameritrade, and right away, I'm like, why are you calling me? I mean, I don't advertise. I'm just word of mouth. People that own the software share it with others. How do you even know me?" And I loved his answer to this day. 2 words. He said, "You're real."
Hmm.
That is just, I don't know what to say. That says it all. 2 words, "You're real." And that is cool. And it's the same thing because I am real. The software is real and it's not doing anything magic. All right. It's not because I drink smart water. Quit it. Edward likes to say it's because I drink smart water. I know somebody that I was talking to someone a few weeks ago and he said he bought a case of smart water.
Well, I can tell you,
But anyways, it's not because I'm a genius. Quit thinking that. This is common sense. Every grocery store works that way. You put product on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price. Were you
Yeah,
going to say something, Ed?
you got it. You got the market trapped, Ed. You got the market trapped.
Oh
so
yeah, I do.
yeah,
Yeah.
just so you know, I have filed for the patent on Genius Water.
Genius water.
Yeah,
Nice.
by Ed Barsano.
I'm sure Smart Water will probably sue you if you say it.
That's why I added the Ed Barsano to it.
So here's the bucket and the well. I have an animation here. It goes down a little, it buys. It goes up a little, it sells. Down, buy, up, sell. Now, some of you are thinking, well, what if it goes down a lot? Well, let it go down more. Here, it went down more now. So it's trading down here and it's still holding what you would call a loser up here. I'm not worried about it because I could trade down here 1,000 times. I'll make up for that one little lot. I call each one of these one lot. You know, so now I've got 2 lots and I'm trading down here in perpetuity. And if it wants to go higher, I'll go up here and sell those. But if it goes lower, I'll hold those and trade down here forever. But now watch what happens when you get a 20% move in the coin. It jumps up. You sell all those up that you called losers before. It's kind of like, it's an example I made up about a month ago. If you had a 7-Eleven and you had 1 bag of chips on your shelf in the store, potato chips, a school bus full of kids pulls in, how many bags of chips you gonna sell? 1, because that's all you had on the shelf. You want to have 20 bags of chips on that shelf. When that school bus pulls in, you want to sell a lot of chips. So that's where I come into where I try to tell people down is good. Down is good. You want to accumulate inventory because 120% move will sell off over 10 of these individual lots. It's like 10 20% moves occur, even though you only had 120% move in the coin. As opposed to if you're just sitting up here at the top and it just keeps going, the coin just keeps going up, down, up, you're only selling 1 bag at a time. Even a 20% move in that coin, you only had 1 bag to sell. See, down is good. You want to build negative inventory. Now, these are things that the public isn't used to hearing, you know. It's like, he wants me to add, you know, and they always say stuff like what's that one, the one where you keep doubling your bet at Vegas, bet
Double
2,
down,
then
double
4, then
down,
8, then 16.
double down.
Yeah, like double. Yeah, somebody actually said that to me. And if you're on this webinar, you know, I apologize. I'm not going to tell them your name. I don't even remember your name, to be honest. But somebody actually sent me email and he said, I want to double down, you know, and I'm like, that's the wrong way to think. You don't want to double down. Yeah, but I want to make more per trade. Well, put more money in then if you want to make more per trade, because gambling is not the answer. You know, you could throw all your money in, that's gambling. And then if it goes up, you're lucky you got lucky. But if you keep doing that, eventually you're just going to lose all your money. You know, because what happens when the coin does go down and you don't have any more money to trade? Then you're a buy and holder. Think of it, the crypto market dropped 80%, or actually 85% from October of 21 to now. I mean, these prices, like ACH, Alchemy Pay, it actually dropped from 12 cents all the way down to 1.5 cents. Let me bring up my trader here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's look at Alchemy Pay. This is the top one. And let's look. This one here from from February 7th, 23. All right. Even though the coin has dropped and now it's at 3.3 cents, I've still taken $141,000 of profits because the
Wow.
profits never stop. The inventory, that's your open positions, those lots I told you about. Yeah, I'm down on those, but I want to have a lot of lots. Each one of my fingers is a lot. Boom, boom. I want to have a lot of lots because when that coin does a 15 or 20% jump, I want to sell a bunch of these off all at once. And what happened a couple weeks ago? What did ACH do? It went from 2 cents to 4.5 cents in one day. That's a 150% jump in one day. How do you like that? And every GoBabyTrade client, just about everyone owns ACH because I've been trading for 3 years and I share what I'm trading. Everybody can see the coins I'm trading. So yeah, and you know, and so everybody sold off a lot of inventory, all those lots. When it jumped 150%, man, we sold, I mean, everybody cleaned up.
Hey, Ed.
And we lock in all those profits, the profits go into your save bucket over here. Current profits saved. Now, of course, I spend a lot. I spend my profits saved because I have a Coinbase card, a Visa card. Every time I use that card, I stick it in the machine to pay for something. It just pops into my head. The card that keeps on giving. I never, it's just free money.
Hey, Ed,
Continuous free money. Look
now
at
that,
ACH today, for example. This is a good example. All these that don't have a date, see 218 is yesterday. All these are today. And you can look down here and you can see here's ACH. It did an open at 3.476 cents. Then that was at 1:10 in the morning. How many of you were awake at 1:10 besides Attila?
no, no way.
1 hour later at 2:04 in the morning, it closed it and took $119 of profit. Then I'm going to skip past Dogecoin and GRT. Those were more profits. It bought it again at 4:20 in the morning at 3.452 again. It went down again a little and it bought more. And then it sold it again at 7:24, 3 hours later. It's just, and then it bought it again at
Wow.
noon at 12:14. This is Eastern time.
Yeah.
It bought it again. And it's just like free money, free money, free money for the rest of your life. It's not a gimmick. And I know what people are thinking because I've heard it all 1,000 times. If that was real, there'd be no stock market or no crypto market. I'm like, why? It's not hurting anybody. Pretend like each one of these is a product in the store. The ACH is bread. When I buy bread, I need the bread and I want the bread. I'm not hurting anybody. I want to buy a loaf of bread, right? It's good for me. I wanted the bread. Now the store that sold me the bread, they didn't lose either, did they? Because they want to sell me the bread. They're selling it at a profit. So this isn't like there has to be losers. We're all just, I'm buying it because I want to buy it and it's good for me. It's the time to buy. And when the people are selling coins to me, it's because they're taking their profit. Nobody gets hurt here. We're not harming anybody.
Hey, Ed.
So people say if everybody in the world was using your trader, would that be bad? No, why would it be?
Yeah. Ed, do me a favor. Since we're on the trader, why don't you just
Sure.
take a minute and go over the light blue section in the left so people know what's what? Just go one by
Okay.
one. Like maybe you could also tell everybody roughly how much money you started this account with back in, February of
I
2023.
usually start my accounts with 200,000. So
Okay.
this has been running for a couple of years. It
Yep.
started with two.
2 years exactly. Yeah. 2 years and 2 weeks. Yep.
Okay. So $100,000 a year profit, I'll take it.
Nothing. Yeah, who
Well, it's a
wouldn't?
little over. It's like 150,000 a year. And that's just prices going up and down. It's not magic and it's not anything. People shouldn't think that this kind of stuff isn't possible because there's no reason it's not possible. Otherwise, grocery stores don't work. When they sell ketchup for $4 a bottle, they only make 8 cents a bottle. The, it isn't the price that matters. It isn't how much you make per trade. It's how many trades you're making that counts. And in the long run, I think too many people look at the short term and they'll look at like in 3 days, how much did I make? And I'm not making enough and thinking like that. How about look at it over a course of a year of all those profits you're going to make? And then you're going to realize it's like, wait a minute, I'm on path to do 100% return here.
Mhm.
And that's important to look at because so many people just look at a couple days and they say, why did I only make $31? It's like, yeah, but if you keep making money like that, you're on a 200% profit path here in over the next 12 months. Come on. But they want to make $1,000 a day, and I'm like, you don't need that. Otherwise, you'd be making 364,000 a year or
Right.
365. Or if Edward's talking 366,000. He likes
That's
to
right.
add leap years.
Well, it doesn't take leap year off, right?
This isn't even a leap year, is it?
No, no, but it doesn't quit then either. So,
Well,
well,
I think,
my 2 cents is that what you've created is a paradigm shift in everything that people have been taught about money. Period. Once people grasp it, and I'll tell you, it's really, really hard sometimes for people to get that. But you've created something. Your explanation of the ketchup bottle, the chip, the chip and the kids, the bucket and the well, it makes too much sense. And when people actually grasp that, they go, wait a second, why didn't anybody ever teach this?
Yeah.
You know, I come up with all these examples because I talk to so many people and I'm trying to just, how do I get through? How do
Yeah.
I tell them that the market is not gambling? Nobody said it had to be gambling either. Nobody said it was gambling, even the stock market. You have all those talking heads on TV with their ties on, right? They're all talking intelligently about earnings and this and that and the economy and all. Nobody ever mentioned the word Las Vegas. Nobody said take this to the craps table. But
Yeah.
yet that's how everybody thinks the market is. So they're gambling. It's like nobody said you had to gamble. You're doing that on your own. And you're
Hey,
listening to all the wrong stuff. You're listening to people on the internet. We're not on the internet right now, are we? Is this considered the internet? We're doing a
Yes, it
Zoom. All right, so it's not me. But you listen to people on the internet, you know, they're saying all the wrong stuff and they're just gambling. As a matter of fact, you can't even go to a crypto board and talk intelligently about cryptos, about doing this. They'll say, get out of here, scammer. It's kind of like going to a dog lover's board and telling everybody you hate dogs. It's like, if you don't like dogs, get the heck out of here because the rest of us want to talk about dogs.
well,
You know what I mean?
here's the
And
good
that's the
news.
problem. They don't want to hear. But if you go to the internet, I'm going to go on a rant here. But if you go to that same board and say, "Do you think Bitcoin will go to 500,000 by next Tuesday?" Oh yeah, you can ask stupid things like that, and they'll give you 50 answers for that one. You know, it's like, stop, that's garbage. Let's talk about how to just rake money out of the market for free for the rest of your life. So, anyways, this
You,
is today's free money. This is the last 30 days of free money. I don't know. And yeah, I can't spend that much. Even if I don't know, I guess if I wanted to go out and buy a new car, I could spend that much, but it's every month, you know, and this is since I started it. And this is my profits that I'm holding. And the profits are easy. The default actually is to save 100% of your profits. This is how it looks when you first start. Whoops. Save
right.
100% of your profits. And all your profits go into your save bucket here. Now I just released it because I just want right now there's a war going on that people don't see. You mind if I show everybody the war that's happening?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Here's what's happening. I'm going to go to the select currency screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not common knowledge. This takes 12 seconds. Okay, on the select currency screen where you enter your symbols, there's an expand button here. I can click on that. This shows me all the coins. Like if I click on Kraken, it'll show me all the coins that Kraken allows us to trade. And you can sort it alphabetically. But the daily move percent here is what's really got me so excited. The middle column shows the average percent move. I mean, every column shows that, but I'm looking at the middle column. 1.98% on average per day. This one, 1.96. If the further I go left, they get bigger, right? The left columns. This is mind-boggling, man. I am just, it's off the map. The further you go to the left, the more they're moving, the bigger the percent, the coins on the left. Now you go to the right, the slower they are, right? But let me tell you something. 2 months ago, this number right here was 0.31.
Wow.
It's jumped that much. What percent is that? Edward, you're good at math.
0.31. That's almost
600%.
yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Almost.
600% jump in volatility, and volatility is gold to an auto trader.
Right.
The more they do this, the more money you're gonna make.
Yep.
And I'm ecstatic because when I turned on the crypto trader for the first time in April of 21, as soon as I turned that on, I said, "Oh my God." I took a look at those moves in the coins and I said, "Oh my God, I'm done with stocks." All after all those years of automating the stock market, I said, "Forget stocks, man. Cryptos are where to be. This is where the volatility is. Stocks
Hmm.
don't move enough. Forget it. They're junk compared to cryptos.
The,
Cryptos are gold."
the
And these numbers,
you have put people in a position. This system, as I said a couple weeks ago to Attila, this system eats volatility. There is nothing that gets past your toll booth without paying you money.
that's what I call it, a toll booth. It's like building each coin is like is its own road. And on that road you have 25 toll booths. If they try to go, they drive through one, they gotta pay me. They go through another one, they gotta pay me. They go backwards, and then they try to go forward again, they gotta pay me again. I got you. I got them trapped, and I've been doing it 25 years. I mean, they picked on the wrong guy in 2000. You
Yep.
know, when they ripped us off in that 2000 crash, I said, "I'm going to hurt you for that." And any of you, now I know there might be high school friends on here, people that do know me from that for years, and they remember that time. They remember when I was retired for that 5 years. From 95 to 2000, I was just retired completely, bored
Hey,
to
Ed,
death.
Ed,
And this,
Ed, we're running behind a little bit
oh,
on time.
sorry.
We got to get to the Q&A, but we got about 5-10 minutes. Another major question that we are asked every single week, and I want to nip this in the bud before we're asked the question. There's probably 3 questions sitting in the queue right now. That is the one I'm about to ask you. And that question is, what kind of returns can we expect and how much money do you think what do you recommend we start with? Well, first of all, that's financial advice. We can't tell you that. However, the question about what average return can we expect, we can't tell you that either, but Ed Barsano has an amazing report. It's called Trade Reports, and you could see this before you ever click on Crypto Casey's link to buy the license. You
Right
could
on
go,
the website.
yeah, you could click on
Trade
any of these
reports.
links. You could click on FAQ. You could click on videos. So do that. Do your DYOR, do your own research. But
Well,
can
what
you,
this shows,
yeah,
this is exciting because it shows all these different account values, right?
right.
That starting account values. Like we can pick any of these. Like here, this is an easy one. It started with 5,000 a year ago. This is a 1 year report, and it took 5,000 in profits for 101% profit.
So
Now
that's
you think
5,000
five and
plus.
five only is $10,000. How
Right.
come he ended the year with 30,000? Because he
Mm,
threw more money in. He threw
mm,
another 20 grand in. And this is very common. It happens all the time. This guy started with 22.5. He made 22.5. That's another 100% return. So he should have 45,000, but yet he's got 139,000 because he threw another 100 in. And each one of these, you can just look right here and you can see if that number, that percent is bigger than this one, it means he threw a lot of money in. This guy started with 9,300, took $9,100 in profits, should have about 18,000. He's got 34,000. Looks to me like he threw what, 20 grand in
mhm.
or 10 grand more. You know, it's a common thing to throw more money in once you see what it's doing. Once you realize this thing's just
Right,
going to keep taking money forever,
right.
and it's not a gimmick. And I know there's a lot of people out there thinking, no, there's got to be a trick to this. No, there isn't. There isn't a trick. The trick is the fact that I spent 25 years
Hmm.
developing it and building the infrastructure for it. Racks of servers sitting in co-location centers, all those servers running. And then now there are a lot of other questions you might ask. What if a server crashes? Servers do crash. It's not a mystery. It's not a secret. Light bulbs go out. I'm looking at a light bulb right now. If that light bulb goes out, the difference is when that light bulb goes out, these other light bulbs aren't going to pick up the slack. They're not going to get brighter. But in the crypto or in the server world, when a server goes off, if it dies, all the other servers will pick up the jobs that were running on that server automatically. So your auto trader, if it was on that server that died, don't worry. All the other servers within 10 minutes would start running your job. Don't worry about it. And I've automated all of that and all the backups that occur every 30 minutes.
Beautiful,
Don't worry
beautiful,
about it.
beautiful. Because that is a question we get every week too. Question about your service. So you got that one out of the way right now too. Now the last question that people want to know about is what crypto should I put in the trader to trade? Now let me explain to everybody this. Um, and by the way, what you mentioned about 15 minutes ago, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. When Ed Barsano said people expect results in 3 days, why didn't I make more money after 3 days? It's a marathon. You got to give this, Ed calls it a seasoned trader. After numerous months, your trader will begin to get seasoned. Once that happens, you're on your way. Okay. But anyway, Ed,
You can
everybody,
see here, every person in here is showing you the coins they're trading.
yeah, you could see it. You could see it. But better yet, I wanted to explain to everybody, Ed, that you have a default button. And the default button, when somebody starts and they hit the default button, it goes to the three cryptos that you've been trading and getting triple digit returns in an 80% down market over the last 3 years in a row. ACH, Shiba Inu, and GRT. So folks, you could use those. And if you're over $10,000, maybe you add in another one. I love AIOZ, for example. AIOZ has treated me great. I've reaped a lot of profits with AIOZ. That's your choice, okay? Or
Right.
you could go to the trade report. So please show the highest trade counts and explain what
See, it's
this
right
means.
here. Highest counts. It's right
There
on
it
the
is.
website.
Yep.
What do you call this report, Edward?
I, I call it the $1 billion report, and it's been enhanced in the last 3 or 4 weeks. This aggregated data that happens automatically that you give people for free. Let me make a clarification. If you looked at the chat, I posted Crypto Casey's discount link. When you click on that link, it takes you right to that front page, and you have access to all these reports before you do anything. If you remember when I hit record, or maybe even before I hit record, I said, do your research, but we're going to give you all of the pieces of the puzzle to be able to do your research, right? I got a little anecdote for you. So I pointed out at the beginning, Attila pointed out that you have in an 80% down market, you've been making this trader, not you, because you sleep and it makes money in your sleep, just that's for everybody else. But you've put a system in place that in an 80%, I'll say it really slow because it doesn't resonate with me all the time. In an 80% down market, since you released the software, you would have thought you were the most unlucky guy on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? In an 80% down market where everybody in the last 3 years that has bought and held crypto is pissed. Why are they pissed? Because it's down. Not you. You've created something that's created triple digits. Triple, not double, not single, triple digits. And quite frankly, people are hearing this and they're going, all right, what kind of snake oil it comes with this?
I know. I don't know what to say. I can't make it clear enough.
I went and had a discussion with somebody a couple of days ago, and I said, listen, I found a fail-safe way to make 20% on my money every year in my sleep. The guy goes, you're on drugs. That does not exist. 20%. We're talking triple digits here. It literally, you made me a believer. And as I've said to you before, I won't be as emotional as I was the first time. You've changed the trajectory of my family and the legacy of what I'm creating for my children's children. It literally
I hear it all the time.
works.
I hear it all the time. People tell me you've saved my retirement.
Yeah.
Look at these coins here like Bonk and Pepe. Look at the number of trades. These are closed trades per month. Look at the consistency. The slowest month was 48 closed. These are profitable trades. 48 trades, 72 trades, 290 trades. And, and Pepe, same thing. 52 trades is his lowest month. And every other month was way above that. If I go to the bottom of this report, now we start getting the junk territory. See all these coins over here on the left? If you're sitting on these coins, good luck. You know, you got 2 months in a row here where you didn't do any trades. 7 trades, 4 trades, 9 trades. This is junk trading. And this report saves you because it shows you the coins that all the top traders are trading, all the ones at the top. Look at this top one, 2,192 trades in last year, 159 trades on average per month. But that 645 kind of skewed it that last January. So that's the reason. I mean, I added it to my trader, but I'm not in love with it because I'm worried about that one big number there because I see small numbers here. So you have a chance to, and that's why I look at Bonk and I'm like, see, even the one above it, the second one, XYO, it's got small numbers here, 22, 25, 18. That's why I go down a step further and go, wait a minute, this guy never had a month that was less than 48 trades.
Well,
And the one below it,
but Ed,
Pepe.
wait a second. You know I like to do math, right? Pick one. You were just talking about Bonk at 48 trades. You're like, oh,
Yes.
well, that's not nearly what it's even Swift. Look at Swift in October of last year. 18 profitable trades a month with the default setting of 3% is 54% on your money on one coin in 1 month. How bad could that be?
And that's the slowest one. I mean, here, I don't expect Bonk to give me less than 48 trades. I mean, it's never done that. That's why I added this whole section over here on the right to show you by month. When I first came out with this report about 7 months ago, I only showed the previous year's close. How many trades the trader would have done if you own that coin in that year. But then I added the monthly average. It says, oh, I average 121 trades per month, profitable trades. But then I said, yeah, I don't know. I want to know if I had slow months. And then I added these the month counter here. And then now it's like, I like this. Because I can see now these are the 2 slowest months I'm concentrating on here. But look at the
Good.
bigger months. I mean,
That's a
that's why
good,
I'm saying it averages 120 trades a month. That's
Ed.
pure gold, man. This is like,
Yeah,
you
this
can't
is
ask for free money better than this.
this.
Ondo is another real popular one. A lot of people trade Ondo here.
Yep.
1,700 trades last year. It averages 107 trades a month. And its lowest month also was 48 trades.
Yep. Ondo's a good
This
project.
Ondo, Bonk, Pepe, Ondo. I mean, you're asking me what coins to trade. I'm showing you. It's like, there it
Yeah.
is.
No,
You
good
can get
job.
that right off the website. Just go to the
Yep.
highest counts report.
There it is. Yeah. And remember, everybody, you could go to Casey's link and you could click on any one of these headings that you see in black there and do your own research. It's tremendous. These are tremendous resources, really.
And
Now,
can I add one thing here? On the blog section there,
yeah, real
where
quick,
I
because
did
we got
these
to get to
videos,
Q&A. Yep.
I really want you to watch. Don't do this when trading cryptos, this one video. It's the third one down in the blog section. It says, don't mortgage your house. Because people are doing that. They're fine.
Yeah,
That's why when you
don't
see
do
that
that.
trade report here, and you see where they're throwing all this extra money in, they're trying to find, where can I find more money to throw in this thing, because the more money I have, the more money I'm going to make, and so I try to talk them down from that. Don't mortgage
Yep.
your house, don't cash in your 401k.
Yep.
I really discourage against doing that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Ed. I appreciate you bringing up the highest trade counts. Folks, we've come to the Q&A part. A few disclaimers here. I will say this, based on experience, I must say that the folks that seem to have the hardest time grasping this, believe it or not, are the ones that are experienced at trading and have more like a technical nature, more of an engineer mind, because they're trying to understand every single aspect of every single, you're not going to understand over 2.5 million lines of code built over 25 years. The people that have the best time and the most success with the trader are the ones that really don't know much. They just know
Newbies.
that their goal is to make money while they sleep. They want to multiply their money, and they're going to let the trader, they're going to leave it alone, and they're going to let the trader do its thing and become seasoned. Those people experience tremendous success. I'm just differentiating, and I'm saying this for a reason. Don't overthink this, folks. Don't overanalyze it. Don't get paralysis from analysis. You're gonna really bump your head into a wall all day long. It's simple. I'm gonna summarize the trader in 10 seconds. Ready? When your coin or coins go up 3%, it's going to take the money for you automatically, set it and forget it. When it goes down at least 3%, maybe more with the AI, it's going to buy more lots for you as inventory so that it could take profits for you when it goes back up. That's it. End of story. We could stop right there. Okay. So, but we know you have good questions. We can't answer them all. We've tried and it takes way too long. We're going to put a limit on this of 4 p.m. Eastern. That is the max. So let's get right into it. Edward, you're really good at the Q&A section as far as being the moderator rather for the questions. We'll switch back and forth, but you want to start it off?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do something we've never done before, and I don't like to walk into a buzzsaw that I don't know this coming. But Johanna Cardile has had her hand up and down, up and down, up and down the whole time. We're going to take. Oh, she disappeared. I was just going to say we were going to open it up
No,
for
she's there.
one
No.
live question. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm going to open it up for one live question. Then we're going to read through. If you've submitted a question during the presentation that we've answered or addressed, we're going to skip over it. Not because we don't love you, but if you want a more in-depth explanation that's personalized to you, please just email us. I've not yet put in the email support addresses, which before I do this, I'm going to post them right now. So if you have a question, have a follow-on question, don't hesitate to send us those
Why don't
questions.
you
Really,
open
don't
up-
hesitate to ask because you shouldn't walk away with any mystery. You shouldn't walk away thinking, oh, this can't be real, that kind of stuff. There's no dumb question.
All right.
There's
I'm
nothing
gonna.
you can say that
I
I
am
won't
going.
laugh about later, but I'll laugh about it later, but I won't laugh on the air.
No, it's all the questions
That's a
are great.
joke, sorry.
We love the joke around. So, Johanna Cardile, I am going to allow you to talk. Please keep it short, and we're going to take one live question, and then we're going to go on to the other question. Everybody's raising their hand now. All right. Johanna, go ahead if you can hear us.
Yes, hi. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you
Yes.
just fine. All I would
Yes.
ask is you be kind and respectful.
Yes, of course. Yes, I would like to ask if after the 3 year, what happened? Do I have to pay again the 3,400 something, or what? How does that happen?
Yes, it's a 3-year license. Every 3 years it's renewable. We will honor the same as of right now, we will honor the same special price that Crypto Casey has offered. We don't foresee any increases. Well, I mean, we can't guarantee that, but
Of
we don't
course.
foresee any increases. So it's a 3-year license. Yes, it is
Oh,
renewable.
okay.
Yeah.
And
But
then I'm
what's nice, Joanna, let me just say this. What I like to do is I like to break it down. 3,500 divided by 36 months is $97.
97. I did that.
$97 for somebody to automate a part of their crypto financial life is peanuts. It's nothing. It's like $4 a day. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
$3 a day, and Johanna will
Thank you.
show you an example at the end. People always ask what do we need to start with. We're not giving you advice, but I'll show a couple of examples at the end that will clarify it for you, and then you'll be able to do your own math. And what I say to everybody, listen, is and I'll give away the first answer: $2,500 in plus the cost of the software.
Yeah.
In 3 years, assuming, and remember this.
Save it to the end, Edward. Edward, if you don't mind, save that to the end. We got to get this answered because she's got to follow up, and we've got like 30 more questions. So
no worries.
Johanna, what's your follow-up?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, great. Next question. Edward.
Yep. Bear with me.
Okay.
Administrative stuff. All right. So let's go. Paul from Chicago, welcome. Just a comment. Thank you. Does the trader trade on market reversals or just buy low and sell high? That's from Cindy.
Does that mean shorting? We don't short. Shorting has unlimited risk. If you're buying, you're shorting something, that means you're hoping that it goes down, but it could go up unlimited. Going long means you buy it low and you sell it high. The worst that can happen if you're going long is that it can go to zero. That's it. There's your risk right there. As opposed to if you're shorting, you have unlimited risk. A coin could go up. Like Microsoft was at $30 a share a few years ago. It's at $430 a share now. If you were shorting, you would have got killed. We do not short.
Yep. It's the money management piece of the puzzle keeps you from blowing yourself up.
Okay, we've got an amazing testimonial here that I'm going to read because I do communicate with this young lady quite a bit. A lot of people ask, how's the customer service? Veronica will tell you how it is. I answer her usually within 2 hours, but she says, and this is long, so bear with us. Hi guys, getting to know my trader has been pretty awesome. It has also helped me buy back some time that I was investing in learning how to trade the crypto market, simply because I can see and understand that this is pretty much fail-proof, so I can relax a little knowing the investment will and is paying off. It's simple math applied in a genius system and strategy. The simplicity of the interface is helping me to understand how the trades are being executed, whereas with some exchanges, the math is just too much to keep track of. The interface is just too much. I've been learning all that I can so that I can share and communicate this beautiful thing to others who may be interested. Also, your email support in answering my barrage of questions has been unparalleled. Thank you so much for your patience. So I appreciate it. I'm at work right now, working my ass off to make a living and hopping on to say that I am stoked that I decided to invest in this trader. And thank you so much, Ed, for creating this, and Edward and Attila and Crypto Casey for supporting Ed in putting this out there for everyone to benefit from. I can see a light at the end of this inflation tunnel. Much gratitude and prosperity your way. Thank you so much for that, Veronica. I could tell that's from the heart, and she really has had some very, very, really, really good questions that we've been going back and forth with for actually a couple weeks, even before she bought the license. So thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll stick with us, Veronica, and then we'll get you to the point where you don't have to work your ass off. You just can sit back and make money in your sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Kurt says, how do you remove the currency if you don't wish to trade or have a loss bot trade the currency anymore? Okay, we'll bring that up.
I'm going to go to it right now. You go to the select currency screen off your menu. You go down to your coins. If I don't want to trade Doge anymore, you see this allow buy and allow sell? I can uncheck the allow buy. And it'll allow it, so it won't allocate more funds to buying anymore, and it'll just sell on the wiggles. So
Excellent.
as it's going up and down, it won't buy on the drop, but it'll sell on the wiggle and
Excellent.
take profits. That way you're not selling anything at a loss.
Excellent. Let me say congratulations to Paul. Thank you for believing in us, and not us. I mean, we're just semi-nice guys, but believing in how the system works for you. He says, I joined last night through Crypto Casey's link. Thanks, everyone. Looking forward to going live. I'm in paper trading now to see how things work. Thanks again. So hopefully during the presentations, we're giving you demonstrations. We're hitting all corners of the system. So hopefully it helps people. Again, you'll get a recording. You can watch this in your jammies anytime. Spread the word if you like it. Kurt again says, would you recommend a lower amount of currency with 10K and 10 currencies with 200K? Ed, address that. Doesn't matter. My opinion, it doesn't matter how much money you have in the system. Use
5.
max 5.
If I go to the top trader report, you see this one only has 2 coins. Go down here, 2 coins. This one has 6. Very rarely do they have 6. Here's another one with 6. This one here has 5. This one has 2. If I go down, if I start scrolling through each one of these, you're going to see there's 3 coins, 4 coins, 2. The people with this one doesn't have any. I'm not sure what happened there. But 5 coins.
6 coins. Yep.
4 coins. Was there 6?
One
2, 3,
that
4,
you had
5.
asked before. Yep.
Okay. So you can see people don't have 25 coins. You know, if you had that many, you would be spreading your money too thin, and that's one of the problems that some of the new people have, is because they have too many coins. You know, because what happens then is, you know, they're putting like, see, at 20%, I'm allocating 105,000 to this coin. If I had 25 coins, I would only be allocating 4% to that. That means instead of 100,000, I'd only be allocating 21,000. So the less money I have in the coin, the less money I'm gonna make when it bounces around. You know, you wanna, when you first start, you're gonna have ACH, GRT, and SHIB, those 3 coins. It's going to be 34% for ACH, 33% on GRT, and 33% on SHIB. So when those coins jump, you make good money. I don't like to spread it too thin. Sometimes, I have a picture right here, of when I helped somebody the other day. He had a whole bunch of coins. Let me see where that is. And I helped him here. Can you see all these coins he had? He had all these coins.
Is that your
I
smart
sat
pad?
down on the phone with him for 2 hours, and we went to the highest trade count report, which was over here, and we looked up each one of his coins, and you can see the ones, you see the check boxes, the ones that were good. Bonk. What is that one down there? I can't read backwards. Near and Ando. So I put checks next to the ones that were good, and we got them down to 5 coins.
Good.
So
Ed,
I've got
a technical question for you. With your smart water bottle, is that the Apple iPad 1.0 that you just held up?
This here, the what? Oh yeah, this
Apple iPad. I'm gonna.
No.
Yes, that was a double-handed joke since you used to work for Microsoft. Martin, I love when we have these comments. Martin says, "Thank you for bringing Crypto Casey live the last week. It was amazing. I posted, I believe, yes, I posted in the chat. You can rewatch that. She's amazing. Like I said, fair warning. Stay tuned to our emails and follow up, because she will likely join us again live." But he says,
I hope so. It was really great when she was on.
I learned so much from her. Edward, Attila, and Ed, thank you for bringing an innovative and acceptable way to make money while sleeping. Literally,
I've taken all the sport out of it.
Yeah, you
I've
have.
taken all the sport out of it.
I've said it before. You've made money boring. Making money boring, right? Magic. Yes. Ed Barsano is very eloquent with his smart water prop and explanation. Are a masterclass. Thank you, team. Thank you, Martin. That we have a lot of time and sweat and effort into bringing you the best information that we can. So thank you very much for that.
Edward, let me answer Paul real quick. It says, do you advise? Oh shoot, where'd he go? Paul. Oh, do you discourage people from adding to their account? Absolutely not. Add more money to your Coinbase or Kraken account. Just don't add too many coins. There's a misconception out there that the more coins you add, the more money you're going to make. Absolutely, there's been nothing out there to prove that. In fact, Mr. Barsano himself has done incredibly well. You saw the money his trader made, okay, in 2 years with 3 coins. Now he's added one or two since then, but you don't need overkill. 3 to 5 coins max if you're trading with over 5,000. If you're starting with under 5,000, I wouldn't do more than one or two. Okay, but over 5,000, 3 to 5 max. Why have 10? Why have 20? You're diluting yourselves. So, but
Right.
as far as adding money to your account, the more money you add, the more money the trader's going to make for you. It's that simple. It's
Yeah,
up.
I think the discouragement, the only thing that Ed was discouraging was don't mortgage your house to do it.
Oh yeah, of course not. Yeah.
And
Definitely
obviously
don't do
never.
that. I know
Yeah.
people that did that, and I'm like, I mean, they're doing really well, but I still don't like the idea of it. You didn't have a mortgage and now you have one. Why did
Yeah.
you do that? I hate
Yeah.
it.
Question for Ed. Would it make sense to add more money to the overall auto trader, or is it wiser to buy ACH with settings of buy but don't sell?
I don't like buy but don't sell at
Yeah.
all
No, because then
because
you're
you're
not
not
getting the up.
trading then.
Yeah.
And I'm not waiting for ACH to go to some new high. I don't care if it sits down here down 80% for the rest of my life and just keeps doing this.
Yeah.
Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. I love it. Stay right
You're, ma-
there. A
you're making money.
billion-dollar company sitting all the way down there. I'm telling you what's happening, man. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I know the wealthy are loading up on these coins like crazy, man.
Right. Yeah, I've got a funny one for you, Ed. Anonymous says, "Tell Ed I'm ready for him to adopt me." That's awesome. I like the interaction in the class too.
No, you wouldn't really want me to adopt you because we're not going to be going camping.
Right. Well, the good news is that you get the best of him without having to put up with the best of him. You just buy the trader and make money for the rest of your life. Justin, so so should we be picking coins from the left-hand side? So I believe you're referring to the report that we've got on the screen right now. Those are the top traded coins. Yes, from one to in this case it is sorted. So the number one coin is Swift. Number 5 is Bonk. Right. You can
Look at WIF,
right.
WIF.
Right. I mean, look at the opportunity with Swift. It's two not even under 3 cents, and you're getting 159 trades on average per month. I told you I raised my stakes originally. I called this the $1 billion report. Now it's the $10 billion report.
But look at WIF. Just to know that I'm going to get that many trades every month somewhere in there. I mean, you can't guarantee that, but as long as it's done that consistently for a year, why would I think it's going to do less?
Right.
As opposed to trading coins down here where I'm not going to get hardly anything.
Right.
I mean, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin might be good if you really want to hold an heirloom and pass it on to your grandkids and wait for it to go to some all-time new high. But if you're looking to day trade, this isn't where it's at. 321 trades in a year, average 24 trades a month.
Yeah, and Ed, somebody called Ted just brought up a point that we don't say often enough, but we used to say back in 2012 when I first met you, and that is that the trader takes the emotional aspect out of trading. It takes the emotions totally out, and that's a beautiful thing. Because if you've ever tried trading, which I did, boy, yeah, your emotions are all over the map. And I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore. It's all hands off. So good point, Ted.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the problem that's out there in the World Wide Web is they're making crypto sound really, really super duper hard. I mean, I was talking to somebody when I was getting tires at Sam's Auto Center last year, and we talked for about a half hour while we were waiting for them to put our tires on. And I never mentioned the word blockchain. And I never mentioned it on this presentation that we're doing now. But right after we got done talking, he says, I don't understand all this blockchain stuff. And I'm like, why are you thinking that it's blockchain. I don't know anything about, I mean, how they store data on the internet or how they store the information. That's what blockchain's all about. It has nothing to do with trading. And Crypto Casey is a perfect example. She is so smart and she knows all about DeFi and all those everything about cryptos and about the crypto infrastructure or ecosystem. And it's really great. You really got to watch her videos. Go to YouTube and search for Crypto Casey.
Oh,
And you will
everybody
learn
on,
a lot,
yeah,
but I don't need to know all that stuff to do what I'm doing.
let me say something because there's too many questions being asked about something that's a misnomer and it's misunderstood. I don't know why we're getting questions because not once today and not once since the end of August when we started working together with Crypto Casey did we ever say that this GoBabyTrade software sells short. We are getting way too many questions today about when the trader sells short or if the traders, there's no short selling here. Let me repeat what I said about 20 minutes ago. When your coin goes up 3%, it's going to clip the profit and take money for you.
Unless the AI,
Unless, yes,
says
unless
hold on.
if the AI sees more than a 95% probability that it's going to keep going up, it won't clip the profit right then and there. It'll wait until it goes higher and then take the profit. On the way down, there's no short selling. It just when it goes down 3%, it buys more at a lower price, unless again, the AI kicks in again and says, wait a minute, don't buy more yet because it's going lower. It'll wait and then take and buy more. And it's waiting for the market to go back again. Because like I started in the beginning when I was telling the story, Ed Barsano told me, Attila, there's no asset class on planet Earth, and this is still true, that is more volatile than crypto. So we know it's going back up. You're
We
not
are
going to
in
pick
bull
the
territory
choice.
right now.
Yeah, the choice of you picking a dog coin or slim to none, because anything that's listed on Coinbase or Kraken is vetted like nobody's business. They're not gonna bring in a dog into their ecosystem unless the name of the coin is dog. And I do own a coin called dog. Okay, it's a meme coin. So
But they will let you trade all these coins down here at the bottom. The only difference is at the bottom of this highest trade count report, the difference is they don't give you for a trading system, they don't move enough. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be trading these coins.
right.
If you're
Well, we
sitting on
explained
these
that.
coins, to
Yeah.
me, they're dead.
Yeah, it's a good transition. Jose says, have you ever had a crypto go to zero? No.
No, nothing. Like Attila said, Coinbase has vetted these coins. They didn't let garbage in.
It's their reputation on the
Right.
line. They're not going to bring garbage in.
All right. Now I have a serious bone to pick with Gregory. Gregory says, I truly believe in this system. Ed and Attila and Casey and team. All right. Okay. I take it back. I guess I'm the team.
Your team. Also, we don't margin. We don't do 2-to-1 margin, by the way.
Yeah,
We don't short and we don't margin.
right.
Because that's how we got killed in the 2000 crash. When you're borrowing money from the exchange or the broker and they're loaning you money, and then when it drops, they want to get paid back. And then you end up having to sell all of your coins to pay them back. We don't margin, and I've stopped margining after the 2000 market crash. And none of my clients margin, which is beautiful.
Okay. Here's April asking, how is the product able to get more data to train its model than other products can?
Great question. We touched on it.
You mean like this report?
I
I
guess so.
wrote this program.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got more data because I know what I'm doing and everybody else is faking it. That's all I can say. I'm real and they're not.
The big picture is that everybody that owns a trader, that it is the traders are feeding the core system. That's where it's collecting all of its data from. It's not collecting, which is a great point. We haven't had a question thus far, but we have had it in the past about where does the data come from? Well, the data in this system that feeds the system is as pure as it gets, because it's not coming from some chat GPT. It's coming from other traders that are making profitable trades with every trader goes out the door in the exact same fashion. It's not, one's not programmed for somebody, one's not programmed for somebody else. It is all set, ready to go to make money out the door. That's where the data comes from. Anonymous, MMBA, make monkey money boring again.
Hold on, Edward, hold on, because
Oh,
April,
I thought that was a symbol.
No.
Edward, April had a follow-up question. I think I could answer this one, Ed, back me up, but she says Coinbase just changed the ability to set limit orders how you want. How will this affect the product? We have nothing to do with limit orders. The trader doesn't do limit orders, right,
The
Ed?
software tracks everything internally. We do not float limit orders out in public view.
Right.
If you're doing that, see, now that's a big problem, and that's where my experience comes into play. All the way back in 2001, when I was automating the market for the first time, the stock market, I sat in a place called a prop house. Some of you may know that term, prop house. It's where professional traders are all sitting behind their monitors. And that was one of the very first things I learned. They're looking at the level 2 screen, which is all the best bids and the best ask prices, right? They're going up and down. And I asked someone, I said, how do I know when to sell? Because I just bought something. And he said, that's easy. Sell it right under that guy. Your limit order. He said, sell it right under her limit order. So it won't go to your price. He'll sell his first. And then you wonder, why won't it hit your target price? Because all the professionals are looking at your order. They're actually making trades. And I asked someone at a trade in the New York Trader Expo, and he said, I'm not looking at your orders. And it was like E.F. Hutton. You remember that commercial, E.F.
Yep.
Hutton, where everybody got silent? I said, what would you trade if I took away the level 2 screen from you? And and I'll tell you, the whole expo, it sounded like everybody stopped talking. And then he goes, he paused for a minute, and then he goes, well, I couldn't trade anything. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because you can't trade without looking at other people's orders. We do not float any orders in public view. The auto trader keeps everything internally.
That's another great thing to know. Aaron says, or asks the question, does your system only work on Coinbase and Kraken? Yes. For now.
I chose Coinbase and Kraken. They're both US-based exchanges. Remember, 3 years ago, other exchanges all around the world were disappearing, like that FTX I remember, in the Bahamas, I think it was. I mean, I'm only trading these 2 US-based exchanges. Coinbase, what trades on the US stock market, like I think the NASDAQ. I'm like, these are as safe as I'm gonna get, I mean, I'm not going to trade with some foreign exchange. So those are the only 2 that I'm using right now. Uphold, Crypto Casey last week mentioned, she suggested that I automate Uphold. So I'm looking at that to do the next exchange that I automate.
Sorry, Edward, I just want to get this quick one out of the way. Martina asks, can I pay the $3,500 also in crypto? The answer is yes, you could pay it in USDC, but Ed, does she still need to send you an email?
Yes.
Okay.
Send me an email, and because I have to give you that wallet address to send the payment to.
Okay. Yeah, and that's support@gobabytrade.com. Support@gobabytrade.com. Got it, Martina? Thank you for the question.
That's it. That's also in the chat.
And one lesson to learn, if anybody calls me, you better make sure you got 2 hours to kill.
You're cutting back. You said 3 hours last time. Cindy says, what do you think about setting profits to be 100% reinvested instead of saved? So that's running the edge of advice, but I'm going to give you my personal opinion. You guys can chime in as well. This system has only until recently seen a bear market, right? In a bear market, you want it to be putting profits aside so that you've got some security when the market goes bullish. My opinion only, not advice, in a bull market, you want to reinvest probably not all of it, but a good portion of it to let it run and continue to make more profits, more leverage on the upside.
Good answer. We've got Gregory from Papua New Guinea. Will Coinbase Exchange allow me to register? You have to pull that up on your own, Gregory. Just type it in. Whatever territory you're in there in Papua New Guinea, we can't tell you from here. If Coinbase is operating in your country, yeah, you could register. We could connect a trader to your Coinbase. And then on top of that, thank you for asking. On top of that, there was a question about taxes. The software has nothing to do with taxes, folks. Understand something. Taxes are always a function eventually of the exchange, Kraken or Coinbase. The trader has nothing. The trader doesn't hold your money. The trader is a tool that instructs your exchange what trades to make based on the over 2.5 million lines of code and the 50-year programming genius of Mr. Barsano. So the trader has nothing to do with taxes. Okay, please keep that in mind.
I see this link right here. Can I trade cryptos with Coinbase in New Guinea? Unfortunately, Coinbase does not open crypto trading accounts for residents in New Guinea.
Oh, you pulled it up?
Sorry, but you might
Okay.
try Kraken.
Yeah, try it. You never know. It might be Kraken. Yeah.
Because we have clients all over the world.
Literally. So
Literally.
what happens if Coinbase freezes your account? Withdrawing large amounts might be troublesome.
Again, that's not a function. That's not a function of the trader. What happens if your bank account freezes your account? Okay, Coinbase is a public company. They have major institutions that custody their crypto at Coinbase. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm very confident in Coinbase and very confident in Kraken. You could say what if to any scenario. What if you get in the car today? I mean, in the US alone, I know 56,000 people last year were killed in car accidents. I mean, what if?
I had a close call a couple days ago, man. Somebody ran a stop sign,
Ooh,
shot right in front of me. Man, I just missed him, man. It was like, oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah, that was really close. Very scary. I forgot about it.
Another
See, I
thumbs
blocked
up.
it out.
Glad you're still with us and they missed you or you missed them.
Well, it wouldn't have been, I wouldn't have got hurt, but I would have totaled him.
I have
I'm driving a Range Rover.
I have my opinion on this answer, but I want your answer. John W. says, do you continue to upgrade the coins you have or just hold on to them for the long haul?
I hold on to them because I don't want to take those. When you first come in and you're not down, when you first come in and you put a bunch of wrong symbols in, say, you're only down a few $2 or something on each coin. But I've been trading these coins so long, and I got in, remember, so long ago the prices were way up here, and now the prices are down here. So I added all this inventory. So I've got all this negative inventory, even though I've taken all these profits, which offset that negative inventory. Remember something very important. So I don't change the symbols, but something really important is these coins have dropped 50% in the last month. The prices, even though all the news about the crypto, about the new administration is all positive, the coins are dropping more and more. Why? That's where the conspiracy theory comes in. The senators got to get in at a low price, don't they? All the whales, the wealthy got to get in at this nice low price. But the volatility is keeps going higher and higher. And I'm going to tell you, we are at the volatility level of when I first automated the crypto market in April of 21. We are at the volatility level of where that was when we were getting 20 trades a day. I had my laptop sitting next to my bed, and every morning I would just lift up the lid on the laptop to see how much I made while I was sleeping. It was crazy.
Well,
And then
now,
October of 21 hit and the market started sliding down.
Yeah,
But we are at the volatility levels we were at back
but
then.
yeah, but let's talk about that for a second. You automated that as well, right? Every day, your system sends out a profit and trade report with every single trade on it. You made it even more boring. But
I know.
you also created bells and whistles. If you have your laptop or your computer on and the volume is up, every time it takes a trade, the system takes a trade, you hear a cash register. Cha-ching.
Ching. Yeah, it
Oh, yeah.
happened actually live to us last week when we were on the Zoom last week with Crypto Casey as our second special guest. We had a cha-ching and it showed up the profit in a square box on the screen. Ed, I got a great question that is a very common question I want to answer. This is Martina Moffer. If I already have GRT, ACH, Shiba, Inu, and Doge on my Coinbase or in my Coinbase account, can I use them to start or do I have to start with USDC? Well, that's a loaded question. Ed, correct me if I'm wrong. I'll answer it. If you identify those four cryptos as the ones you want your trader trading, you could just leave them in Coinbase and the trader will pull them into the trader. You don't have to put them in USDC. On the other hand, conversely, if you identify four other cryptos, but one of those four is, let's say, ACH that you already have and you don't want to trade ACH, move it off of Coinbase because it will be pulled in. Okay. So, in other words, if you just want to continue to buy and hold that part of your ACH portfolio, move it off of Coinbase. Is there anything else you want to add to that, Ed?
No, I think it's going to pull it in. It takes 1 hour. So when you first turn on the auto trader, if you already own one of these coins, when you first turn on your trader and go live, if you already own that coin, the software is going to buy the other coins. You're going to see the buys at the bottom right away. It's going to buy each of the other ones, except that one's going to take 1 hour before the shares show up at the top because it's not going to buy it because you already own it. That's already one, that's considered one lot. So you already own the coin. So it takes 1 hour. It's called reconciliation, where the software matches up the shares with the exchange to
Yeah,
make
I
sure
learned this.
we're all
I
everything
learned
is
this the
legal.
hard way. I don't know if you remember, Ed, but when I went live last March with the crypto trader with GoBabyTrade, one of my coins I identified for the trader to trade was FET, F-E-T. Well, I already owned FET in Coinbase and I didn't know what Ed just explained. So all of a sudden, all my FET gets pulled in. I'm like, Ed, what just happened? So he helped me rectify it and we got it back onto Coinbase, but just be careful with that. Okay. If
I
you
mean,
want
if
to
you
be,
don't want to sell it,
yeah,
if I don't own any coins that I'm not trading, by the way.
I know you're different with that.
I
Yeah.
don't believe in throwing silver dollars in a drawer and watching and miss. I could trade SLV in the stock market on 2% moves. That's about a 45-cent move. It occurs at least twice a week. Silver up and down. So I don't. If you throw a silver in a drawer, you're missing thousands of trades that you could be making. And all you're doing is waiting for silver, hoping and praying that silver goes to a new high, if you're saving it. I know someone that said he has a toolbox full of his silver coins and everything. And my attitude is dump it all, man. Go sell it all and just trade SLV in the stock market on the wiggles. You'll get thousands of trades. You're missing all the action. Buy and hold is dead.
Yep. Yep.
Well, buy and hold is dead as far as from a trader, from a perspective of a genius like yourself that has put together this amazing tool. But a lot of crypto Casey's audience still does buy and hold.
Yeah,
And they do the trader at the same time because why be only exposing yourself to one portion of
true.
the market? It's a great way to diversify. And I agree. I was buying and holding all this time till I called you last March. I was looking for cash flow. You know,
And you
and by
weren't
the way,
getting any.
well, I usually mention this towards the very beginning, and I'll mention it now. And the other thing is, folks, don't forget, Edward did put Crypto Casey's link in the chat. So if you want to get that $1,000 discount, use her link. Don't go to
Yeah.
don't go to GoBaby GoBabyTrade.com, it's going to be 1,000 more, okay, for the 3-year license. But what I say is this, you could only work so hard. You could only put so much elbow grease into accumulating and generating money. Most people that work so hard for a living, their money is unemployed. What do I mean by that? It's not getting anything as far as a return that you could talk about and be proud of. So our job is to give our money a job. And the best job we could give our money is to put it in the trader, let the technology take advantage of that up and down action, the volatility, to just turn your laptop or your desktop into a money printing machine for you. It's really what it's all about. So I just want to get that in. Edward, you want to continue?
Yes. Yep. Kurt makes a statement. Kurt makes a statement. The bot does not have its lots in the system. GoBabyTrade. Oh, yes, it does. Can you just hit?
Click on this plus.
Yep. Click on the plus sign, and it'll show you every lot in every coin that you have.
See every lot you own.
Right. But not only that, it will tell you all the math, what its entry point, what its profit goal, exactly.
It shows this one is closed.
Right.
This one is opened. It shows this one here is up $4.06. It's up 0.5%. It's gonna sell it, of course, when it's up 3% at least. You can see here your funds used. This is how much excuse me, it went away. This is showing how much it invested in the coin in that one lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it also shows me, let me go down further on another coin. But here you can see all these lots. Remember, look at all these lots I own on ACH. It's interesting to watch. Look at the percents. Down 0.5%. Down 4%. Right? Just look at the percents. Darn it, it keeps going away. It's not going to let me do it. This refreshes. But if I scroll down, and you can see, like, where's my first ACH? My last one, I'm only down 39% on my last lot.
That's your very last one
that I own.
So that could change
does
tomorrow.
A 50% jump, like it did a couple weeks ago. It went up 100%. That thing goes up 48 or whatever, 48% or whatever. I'm gonna sell all those off in one day, so I don't not even worried about any of it.
Wow.
But you can click on a plus on any of these, like Sheeb, and you can see your lots. Usually the top one is the one that it's going to sell off first, or it's going to buy more if it goes too low.
Mm-hmm.
It also shows here the current price, the next estimated trade price. It's telling me if it goes to 1454, it's going to buy more.
How great is that?
But if I look here, the current price is 1537. So it's got to drop to 1454. It's telling me when it drops to that amount or to that price, it's going to buy this many more shares. I call them shares. So it's, it's all there. This is not a black box. It's telling you what it's going to do.
Yep.
And when it's going to do it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Mark asks, actually, Attila's typing the answer, but can you see last week's video? Yes, with Crypto Casey live. I posted it in the chat. I'll post it again at the end just so that nobody misses it.
Great. Great. Anonymous says, for those of us who have traded with DeFi, which is decentralized finance, this trading system is a huge blessing and stress-free. Thank you, Anonymous.
Easy.
I agree.
Thank you. Yes. Ed, I can't address this, but Nick is asking, could you please share the 2022 report?
But I'm not sure what report.
I believe that's the profit report, the one that
You mean going back? I only created the report to just to show the previous 12 months.
Yeah.
I don't have another. I didn't generate that other report.
In fact, both of your reports, the highest trade counts and then the history of the trading success
This one is
in
monthly.
the last 12 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're almost done, folks. We're getting there to the end. We got about 5 to 7 minutes to go. Kurt asks, if I have XYO at various lots previous in my Coinbase account. Will it trade the lots for a 3% profit if I allow the GoBabyTrade bot to sell it for me?
No. If you already own a coin, the software doesn't know how you got all those shares.
Mhm,
It's just going to come in as one lot at the current price.
mhm.
And when that one lot goes up 3%, it's going to sell the whole lot off. That's not necessarily a bad thing because you are what I call overweighted at the top. It would be like if I already owned all these shares, if I already owned, $54,000 worth of this coin, if it just came in with that big giant number, I wouldn't want that to be one single lot
Right.
because I'm overweighted. What I should be, because I really should be trading in funds used $4,000 lot sizes. See what I mean? So sometimes it's better just to sell the coin off and move the money into USD or USDC and let the trader buy it back in the proper denomination,
Yep.
in the proper amounts that it should be buying back for proper money management. Remember, it's got to reserve money to be able to trade at lower prices. If you go all in up here, you don't have any money for when it goes down to trade. And coins do go down. They'll drop 50% in a month and then go back up. And that's, you want to be able to trade. You want to be able to buy more down there.
Yep. Friends, I owe you another apology. Thank you, Mark. I think it was that I had the chat setting to where the only people that were getting the chat were our panelists. So I'm hoping I just reposted it that everybody can see it. Then
We
please.
should give them 2 more hours.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Good. Okay, good. So everybody could see it now. Very good.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. Anonymous. Boy, oh boy. I got Gregory had a question here. Please explain what it means when a trade is open. When we see the example of the trade, we see trades that are open and still existing in a week or two. Please verify or please explain. Well, that just means, if a trade is open and the trader bought more lots or more shares, the price may not have gone up in a week or two to where it needs to go up for it to sell. I mean, usually it does,
Yeah.
but not always. Yeah.
Well, ACH has been buying and selling. You can see these are open. I bought this one lot and then the price went lower. I might have bought and sold on multiple days, over and over again, but eventually it went down again, so it bought another lot. So you're trading up here, just like that animation did. It trades up here, buying and selling, but then it goes lower and it holds that lot that it bought up there. And it goes lower, the price, and then it starts buying and selling down there. And if it goes lower again, it'll hold that lot. So now I got 2 lots and it'll be down here buying and selling over and over. And when it goes up here and these become profitable, they'll disappear.
Edward, I don't know. We've got like 3 or 4 people saying I still cannot see the link. The chat is still closed. Can you double
Yeah.
check on that?
I'm looking at that. There seems to be a little bit of a technical issue.
Okay,
I'm gonna copy it in again, and then I'm gonna open the chat for just a half a second to make sure that we're getting the feedback that people can see what we're posting.
Yeah, I mean, you could leave it open for the rest of the call. We're almost done. I'll handle the questions while you get on that. Let's see. Okay, when you start with an amount, account value drops with the market. How long does it typically take for profits to overtake the decline and reach the starting account value again? Well,
I can answer that.
Okay.
When I first turned on the auto trader in October of 21, the market started sliding down 80%. Now that was a straight down market. But we were still wiggling. We weren't wiggling really fast, but we were wiggling. And all of us observed it at the same time. 1 year later, we all pointed out that we said, wait a minute, look at this. Our open positions, our closed positions has overtaken the open positions. All that negative inventory we were holding on to, we've actually taken more profits than that. So we were net positive. This shows the total is net positive, this minus that. And then there was really no looking back, except every once in a while you get a crazy thing happens like this last month. GRT dropped 50% in the last 30 days. That's a big drop in a price. And so the inventory, built up. And so but my open positions overtook my closed positions just by a little bit, not much. That could disappear tomorrow, or even by the end of the day. There's no telling. But yeah. So I can't give you dates like that. I can tell you, don't expect things, to happen in a day or two. I had somebody sign up one day, and the very next day he said, my auto trader's not taking any profits. But during that one day, the market didn't do anything but go straight down. It didn't even wiggle a little.
Yeah.
And that just shows you the misunderstanding of somebody understanding the system. I can't
Right.
sell. It's like you filled up the shelves at your 7-Eleven store and then locked the door. You didn't sell anything. That day, it's like you
Okay.
gotta wait till you open the door the next day, and when the people come in, then they'll buy the stuff.
Okay,
It's
we
the
need
same
some
thing.
good response, Ed. Thank you. And the gentleman Gregory did also say thank you for the great explanation. Now, we need a few people to just type into the Q&A section that they now see the chat, because
Well,
one
no,
person already did.
try the chat. Everybody jump in the chat for a half a second and just type in, can I see? Yes, if you can see it. No, if you can't see it.
There you go.
The settings were toggled incorrectly on my end. That's our bad.
Okay.
But
Okay, I see the chat.
okay.
Fantastic.
Great. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Sorry
Thank
for the confusion. Just to clarify, you will receive everybody that's here, everybody that's registered and not here will receive within the next 24-ish hours, will receive the link for today's replay.
Great.
So thank you for that.
So now we should have about 100 more questions, right?
They do come in hot and heavy.
Actually, we got just a few more minutes to go. So Edward, if you want to grab one more question, and then I'll grab one more, and that'll be it.
Yep. I'm in the process, William, of setting up a self-directed IRA with Coinbase. Is it possible for me to have two separate GoBaby traders? So for my solo 401k and one for my personal Coinbase account, if that is possible, would I have to pay full price for the second trader? Well, no,
Yes.
you get the same $1,000 off. But
yeah, you'll still get the 1,000 off on the second one, but you would need two auto traders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're both talking to two different exchanges, really. One's talking to Coinbase Prime, and the other one's talking to regular Coinbase.
You'll like this, Ed. David says, here's a loaded question. It seems as though it would be better off seeking a good chunk of my Bitcoin and using it in the system instead. Ed, what do you think?
I'm
Ed's
not a
all
buy
for
and
it.
holder, that's just my, like Crypto Casey said, it's, Bitcoin is good as to diversify, I guess you could call it that, where you're holding a portion of that because, someday it's going to go to 500,000. I'm personally not going to wait till I'm 100 for that to happen, though. So, I don't, it's not for me, but it's for other people. That's okay to keep some, like somebody said, he's holding his silver or his Bitcoin to give to his grandkids as an heirloom. It's like, all right,
That's
that
the right
works.
time to hold it.
But personally, I agree with you, David. I would dump that in a second. I would dump every coin that my auto trader is not trading and free up that money so the auto trader has more money to work with.
So what you're saying, Ed, is that you're somewhat satisfied with doubling your money every year?
Yeah.
Well, that's personal choice. We can't give advice on that, obviously. I do both. I hold Bitcoin and I also trade. So, that's me, but you do what you feel is best for you. Everybody should do that. Okay. Folks, that's it for the questions today. We really do need to wrap this up. So let me say this. First of all, on behalf of Crypto Casey, all three of us are here every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You're free to join us. You're free to email us. You now have our email addresses in the chat. You have Casey's link, enrollment link. And don't forget, when you click on that link, you are free to click on any one of those headings. We got 25 to 30 questions in the Q&A that you could read about. We've got videos with Ed Barsano. There's a great video of me interviewing Ed. There's great resources there. The highest trade count is on there before you ever buy the license. So do that. And we thank every single one of you for being here and taking advantage of these few hours here that we get every week with Ed. So if you like what you see, pull the trigger, go to Casey's link, get the software, get it working for you. And before you know it, you're going to see profits pretty quick. And it just plain out works, folks. This is not, will it work? Can it work? It's been working 25 years, same concept. He rolled the Ed Barsano rolled the stock market trading concept with the same basic efficiencies into the crypto trader, and even actually improved it. And he started from scratch. So if we could support you, by all means, do that. I'm going to give it back to you, Edward, for any last words from yourself.
Yep. I promised that I would show an example. Again, This is not advice, but people always ask, how much money do I have to put in to pay for the trader and make money? So I'm going to give you, actually, I'm going to kick you off, Ed. Bear with me.
Okay.
No worries. Thank you. Not kick you off physically, but all right. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. So as an example, if you were to buy the trader for $3,500, put $2,500 more of your hard-earned money in, and if over the next 3 years in a bull market, it does what it did in a bear market, your 20,000 or your 2,500 plus the 3,500 in 3 years would return you $20,000 or a net profit of 16,501. Right? One more example, and we're done. 5,000 invested in plus the cost of the trader in 3 years returns $36,501. So I said at the beginning, if you had the opportunity to say, I'm going to give you $5,000 and you're going to give me $36,000 in 3 years, how many times would you like to do that? That's it.
Well, one thing though to be said is we've been in a bear market for 3 years. That's my downtrend. We are in uncharted territory when it comes to this bull market. This is going to be fantastic. Just fantastic. And the fact that that one screen I showed you in the highest trade count report. What was I gonna, with the numbers, the percent trades or the number of trades per month, the high volatility, or no, it was at the top of the select currency screen where you click on the button. Let me just share real fast. It's easier said than just to show you.
Now let's end with this.
All right, let me just show you this. Go to your menu, go to select currencies. I have to refresh. Sorry. Boy, I'm just, because when it disconnects, I have to reconnect it.
I don't.
I don't know why mine does that.
If you're having trouble, I can bring up a trader.
Oh, I've got it here.
Okay, share the screen.
Okay.
Cool.
Did I share? No,
Nope.
I didn't.
Not yet.
I'm batting 1,000.
I gave you share rights back.
Oh, is that what happened? I was wondering where my share went.
There it is. It's coming
All
up.
right, go to under the menu, go to select currencies.
Mm-hmm.
Takes 12 seconds for the screen to come up because it's bringing up all that data. All right, on the select currency screen, see this expand button. Click on Coinbase and click expand. Like I said, that is gold. 1.98%, a 2% move on average per day. And then when you go further to the left, these other coins, 2.5%. And then you go further to the left, and they start to become off the charts, 6.44%. Some of those are new, so I don't like to go to the top of that left column. But even if I go further down here, this is pure bullish territory. 3.3% move on average per day. I watched it from April of 21 to October before the crypto winter hit. And that was the numbers we were looking at when the market was flying. And we're, like I said, we're being fooled because the price of the coins are being pushed down. And I think that's manipulated. They're pushing it down, and that's pulling down the account value, so you think you're losing. And I'm like, no, you're not. Because if you keep getting percents like this every day, these kind of moves on every coin, you're talking 200% a year returns. And they're not going to be able to push it down that far. And I don't think they're going to wait that long anyways. The new establishment that is coming in, there's going to be a lot of a pro-crypto environment. So I just wanted to share that. Go to this screen every once in a while and look at that middle column and watch how it's changing. You know, every few days it's going higher and higher, and that's gold.
Awesome. Thank you, Ed. That's a great way to end it. It is gold. And
my final comment is someone put in the chat, thank you very much for all this information. You guys are changing people's lives.
Our pleasure.
Cool.
We'll see you next week, folks.
Yes.
Let us know if we can help you. Let us know via text or email if we could help.
Yep.
Have a great rest of the week.
Yep. Attila, Ed, always great to see you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. See ya.
Bye.